So today was the big day that we have all been waiting for, where we got the reveal of what we're going to be seeing in the beta, as well as the Vanguard multiplayer. You know what time it is, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do this. So how is it going, Dank Division? Dank Dan here, and we are going to be discussing what we saw today in regards to all that was revealed with Call of Duty Vanguard, between the beta, the multiplayer, and even a bit of a taste into the future of Warzone. Let's fucking go. So, first things first, if you haven't already seen it, there was a live stream today that gave the details for an opportunity to pretty much take a quick look at the multiplayer, the beta, etc. I'm going to leave a link to that in the description down below, because that was a good 28 minutes and there was a bunch of stuff that was in there that we may or may not get to in this video that you are all probably going to want to tune in for. So with that being said, let's first open up on what's coming this weekend. So of course, with this weekend, you have the first set for the beta. So, available to those who pre-ordered Vanguard for any Sony system, that means PlayStation 5 or PlayStation 4, this first weekend is going to be for you. Starting Friday, September 10th at 10 a.m. Pacific Time to Monday, September 13th at 10 a.m. Pacific Time, digital pre-orders will be able to automatically register for the early access. Now, this is something I want you to pay attention to. I'm going to make sure there's a timestamp because this is rather important. For those of you who do not want the digital pre-order and instead opted in for the physical version, you will be able to find the early access code on the retail receipt, or it will be sent to you via email. Early access codes given through physical pre-orders or through special promotions such as watching the CDL thing can be redeemed at callofduty.com/beta redeem, and I will leave that as a link in the description so that you guys will be able to do that, because those of you who have that access code but did not pre-order using the digital version, you guys deserve to play it just as much as the rest of the people. So this weekend we'll be introducing the following samples of the full multiplayer content. So we're going to be seeing 3 brand new Vanguard maps: Hotel Royal, Red Star, and I'm going to screw up the pronunciation, but I'm going to go for it, Gavotu. You're going to, of course, have 3 traditional game modes to hop into, and these are classics, let's face it: Team Deathmatch, Domination, and Kill Confirmed. And of course, there's going to be a new one that I'll dive into further when we get to it. And these are all going to be available on the first weekend. We also have it that the alpha mode Champion Hill is going to be returning, and with a new set of weapons. Those who participate in the beta, regardless of which variation you do, and reach level 20 will receive a weapon blueprint both for Call of Duty Vanguard and Warzone, available in Vanguard following the game's launch on November 5th, and in Warzone when the new main map launches later this year. Any of those of you who happen to just be playing COD Mobile will also be receiving an Arthur Kingsley operator, available shortly after the entire beta ends. Now the next weekend, and this is going to be key for anyone who pre-ordered on the Xbox or the PC, this is your closed beta time. Those of you on PlayStation, this is open beta. And this is going to start on Thursday, September 16th at 10 a.m. Pacific Time, all the way through Saturday, September 8th at 10 a.m. Pacific Time. And same details apply for those of you who ended up pre-ordering on Xbox or PC. If you want to redeem your codes, I left that little timestamp up there for a nice little reason. What follows immediately after that, of course, from the 18th to the 20th, is going to be open beta across every platform. But now, let's talk about what we're going to be seeing throughout all of multiplayer. Now, on day One, unlike what we got with Cold War, there are going to be 16 maps for the traditional core play right off the bat, with 4 maps being for just 2v2 gunfights, and of course, the Champion Hill Experience map. This is what players are going to, as I said before, expect on day 1 at launch. Not a couple of days in, right off the fucking bat. These maps take place across a wide variety of different global environments and are ready to host an abundance of game modes. Now, there are going to be more modes to play as things go on. Outside of Champion Hill, which we've already seen with the alpha, it was fast, it was insane with solos, duos, and trios. Vanguard is going to be introducing a new game mode, and remember how I said there was a mode that I said was going to be coming in the beta this weekend? That is Patrol. Pretty much based on the classic Hardpoint, this objective-based mode features a scoring zone in near constant motion. If operators want to rack up points for their team, they should keep up and move around the map with this patrol point. These modes are in addition to the classics that we all love and know for Call of Duty. Modes such as, of course, TDM, Kill Confirmed, Domination, Search and Destroy are just some of the ones returning in Vanguard. These are the exact modes you can play alongside Patrol during the beta period. Search and Destroy, not going to start off right at the beginning of the beta, but will be available later on in the beta. Now, for the first time ever, they're going to be introducing something new with a different way to play called combat pacing. Although these returning modes that we all know are a little bit familiar, this combat pacing system offers a new dynamic in the player choice. When queuing up for multiplayer, the following combat paces are possible to be chosen. The first, this is tactical. These are the lobbies that franchise veterans such as myself know well. This is the experience that you're used to with the classic Call of Duty combat timing. Tactical combat pacing, as always, remains 6v6. The next mode, or should I say the next pacing type, Assault. This option provides balanced combat pacing that gives you enough time to breathe and a lot of targets to kill. Assault is kind of like a middle ground between tactical and the final one, and in beta weekend 1, player counts will vary somewhere between 20 and 28 players. Now this one, just based off the name alone, you should know this is going to be balls to the fucking wall. Blitz. This is high action lobbies where you're going to see the intensity cranked up to an absolutely insane level. Prepare for plenty of combat when choosing to join Blitz. In the beta weekend 1, players are going to vary somewhere between 28 and 48 players. Those who want to hop into a game can also set the combat pacing to all, so you can get a variety of all 3 different paces between each map in a similar fashion to how quick play allows you to hop between the assortment of modes that you select. Now, something that we have all been wanting to see come back from Modern Warfare 2019 is, in fact, coming back, and that, of course, is clans. That's right, the clan system, which was featured from Modern Warfare 2019, referred to as the regiment system, is going to be carried forward and renamed groups. Clans are going to feature bespoke progress, emblems, and even Battle Pass related rewards unlocked for your entire group, giving you and your squad mates something to aim for outside of victories during play sessions. And remember, for those of you who play on multiple things, Vanguard is going to be cross-generational and cross-platform, so no soldier is going to be left behind, especially with clans on the horizon. So let's do a quick talk about how the gameplay is going to go. Now, given all the maps and the modes, the pacing, the clan system, a lot of you are wondering what the hell are you going to expect when you and your buddies hop in for a match. As we all know, Sledgehammer Games is notorious for building multiplayer on a pillar of tactical second-to-second gameplay and giving players tons of customization along with the new reactive environment, which is going to improve the movement features and make gameplay all that more exciting. So of course, the fan favorite is coming back. That is right, Gunsmith within Create a Class is coming. This evolution of a system first introduced in Modern Warfare 2019, the Gunsmith, will now feature not 5, but 10 attachment slots on certain weapons, allowing for thousands of additional possibilities to help with nearly every combat scenario and playstyle. You want a good example? Shotguns. Yeah, that's right. Shotguns can now be outfitted with what's called the buck slug. This is a shell filled with short-range buckshot and a slug round, so that you have the buckshot for the short range and the slug round to knock someone out from a longer range. This combination is just one way that ammo can change for weaponry. Expect other attachments that adjust the weapon's caliber up and down to affect bullet penetration, fire rate, and more. Those who would rather bring a knife to a gunfight should note that riot shields are returning in addition to 2 melee options right off the bat. The standard issue knife is going to be available, of course, at launch, and what's better yet is a bayonet charge is going to be added to weapons that can equip the underbarrel blade attachment. And for those of you who want to counter the hand-to-hand combat assholes, akimbo will be returning for select weapons, making for a high-powered yet less accurate close quarters option. Now this is going to be a mix of some old and some new. So once you have a weapon, it's time to literally tear through the fucking walls of the map to defeat your enemies. That's right, tactical destruction was the driving force for Sledgehammer's innovations for this game engine. So expect to be able to blast through specific weak walls, break down doors and windows, destroy tiles, scenery, structure, other objects all over the fucking place. In their exact words in the article are to destroy objects to flush out those pesky campers. In other words, they want campers gone. You want to hide in a corner, Timmy? Fine. Me and an RPG, or should I say in this case, since it's World War II, a Panzer Shrek, I'm going to blow up the wall you're hiding behind, and then I'm going to literally knife you, teabag you, and laugh. Now it gets better. When you find cover behind sturdy objects, you now have 2 options for firing back aside from your classic hip fire or aim down sights fire. The first is the classic mounting, which returns from previous games. Though, operators can additionally slide their mounted weapon along the vertical or horizontal surface to move around. The other is blind fire. This is at the sacrifice of some accuracy. This maneuver allows for better cover in situations where you're pretty much experiencing suppressing fire. However, it is not all powerful, and specific perks are there to counterbalance its effects. Now, some of you are probably sitting there going, hey, where are my perks? I want to hear my perks. So speaking of perks, both operator perks and weapon perks, which for some reason they're calling proficiencies, let's face it, we're going to call them perks until the day we die, make a return with some of these augmentations affecting movement and firing techniques. You want a good example? That's right, the classic lightweight perk is going to be coming back, which is going to allow you to run at increased speeds, including with tactical sprint. While you're also going to have the weapon perk, Gung Ho, which allows you to fire the weapon while in full-blown sprint. Now, of course, it's already been confirmed we are looking at field upgrades, and yes, before you ask, Dead Silence will return, and its active time will be extended through earning kills. Now, for the love of God, Sledgehammer, if you were paying attention to this, do not have it reset when you get a kill. Have it increase by, let's say, a second for every kill. That way you have this balance of it's not going to reset to the beginning, but if you at least get a kill, it challenges you a little bit. You've got to push yourself a little bit further. You're going to run out of Dead Silence eventually. But, you know, that's just me. Now, I know it's going to be tough that you really want to kind of stop and admire the art direction during the heat of battle, especially when the environment is pretty much going to be getting ripped to fucking shreds. But Vanguard will leave you fully immersed in World War II through a contemporary lens. This thing is built on the engine that powered Modern Warfare, so Vanguard's visuals are developed in part using God knows what they could possibly use to make it look as photorealistic as possible. Its tone is also a departure from the traditional World War II fare while remaining reverent to the background and time period. Sledgehammer Games is treating multiplayer as an expression of celebration towards heroism, even though anti-heroes but not villains on a truly global scale. Now, as I said before, those reactive environments have a life to them. In 4 main theaters of war, thanks to new lighting techniques and photorealism, 2 of the maps shown during the live stream, Hotel Royale and Eagle's Nest, offer a solid representation of what to expect with visuals and give a rough idea regarding the size of the multiplayer maps and level of tactical destruction. Both of these maps, in addition to Red Star and Gavutu, will be available during Vanguard's beta, with Eagle's Nest making its debut in the 2nd week of the beta. Now, it's worth noting there will be maps coming to the full game that are love letters to those who enjoyed playing Call of Duty World at fucking War. Yeah, that's right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to lose your fucking shit, because returning from the World at War maps, we are going to be seeing Castle and Dome, which will receive changes through reactive environments. Castle in Vanguard form will see all its iconic screens become destructible. Expect similar effects across all maps, including persistent graphical details such as grime, dirt, wear, burn marks, and other stains, giving more life to every arena of combat. These flourishes add elements to specific areas. Examples such as including dust-filled chambers, leaking pipes, and evidence of violence such as marks from a body being dragged across the floor. Another effect is combat fog, realistic dust kicked up in the air during a firefight from bullet impacts hitting different surfaces. All of this being used to make this game all the bit more realistic. Now, it's worth noting that you're going to be seeing all of these characters in this game. Now, these characters, keep in mind, are fictional characters that are inspired by real people who fought in World War II, and they all have an interesting story to tell. As some of you have already kind of noticed while playing Vanguard's beta, well, the alpha, as we get closer to the beta, Captain Carver Butcher from Call of Duty World War II is back, and he's just one of the characters you'll get to know in the multiplayer. Now, as great as that is, you're also going to be having something we have never seen before. Operator leveling. Now, what exactly is this? You are going to actually have Operator XP. This is separate from regular Weapon, Battle Pass, and Clan XP. Players are going to be able to level up their Operator for a chance to unlock new cosmetics, skins, calling cards, finishing moves, and more just by playing matches as a specific Operator. Outside of their biography, which includes their nickname, citizenship, and ethnicity, you're going to also have it that you'll be thrown challenges as each Operator pretty much being thrown their favorite weapon. You want a good example? Take the young lady Paulina. Her favorite weapon is the 3-line rifle. In addition to it being a tool for her character that fits with her background, it has a purpose for gameplay as well. When using this weapon while playing as Paulina, you actually receive additional XP. Now, Paulina is only one of 6 operators that are going to be available for the beta. Although operator leveling will not be available until launch, you can still get to know her along with the other characters, including Daniel, Roland, Lucas, Wade, and Arthur during this experience. Now, some of you are kind of sitting here going, hey, I kind of play on PC. What the hell does this mean for me? So, Vanguard's multiplayer reveal also gave developers the opportunity to share what they've been working on in what is shaping up to be pretty much an interesting year for Call of Duty. With Call of Duty Vanguard, lead PC developers are going to be putting together features and improvements that they built over the years, such as uncapped frame rates, a whole host of customizable settings and keybinds, and ultra-wide multi-monitor support. So for those of you who have more than one monitor, you'll actually be able to play all across the screen. For the continued monitor support, they are also going to be adding something called focused mode, which is ideal in borderless mode when the brightness needs to be reduced on other monitors for multitasking. Other new features include options to reduce motion sickness, improved text readability, ease of use settings, and work to reduce input latency to help you by improving your reaction time in terms of milliseconds, which doesn't sound like much until you realize how quickly a bullet gets fired, and then you realize, God fucking help you. What's better is there will also be a brand new anti-cheat system, but we'll get into that. Because now, speaking of anti-cheat, we can kiss fucking Verdansk goodbye. Because at the end of one of the trailers, we saw our first glimpse of the Pacific map that is coming to Call of Duty Warzone. That's right, developers have been pretty much working on a new map based within the Pacific, later to arrive this year following the launch of Call of Duty Vanguard. The Pacific map is going to feature an entirely new island play space built completely from the ground up, complete with all new points of interest. So be ready, because you're going to be traversing the lush landscapes, the rocky areas, and other as yet unrevealed areas, all contained within this expansive island. So visually, Warzone's Pacific map will be a change of pace from the war-torn environment of Verdansk to something that is a little bit more vibrant and alive, and something with plenty of secrets hidden within its beauty. There are also plans for continuous and fresh experiences throughout your time in the Pacific. The island is roughly the size of Verdansk and built based on learnings from the community over nearly 2 years of watching people play. The result is a fun and incredibly compelling gameplay space with numerous points of interest to explore and an exceptional depth of combat potential. Speaking of what the community has played thus far, your efforts through building personal loadouts and profiles is going to carry forward. Warzone will continue to support weapons, content earned with a battle pass or purchased via store content from both Black Ops, Cold War, and Modern Warfare. So for those of you who kept saying the Modern Warfare guns are going to be disappearing, you can shove it up your ass, because you're still going to be able to use the Kar 98K from Modern Warfare or any other Modern Warfare weapon if you feel like it. Because guess what? This is all being built on the same tech and engine, and it's going to include seamless weapon integration and play balance. And it all arrives with fully optimized cross-play, cross-progression, and cross-gen support. Now, what's the most important thing that everyone has on their mind when they're thinking about Warzone right now? Well, in addition to the previously confirmed Warzone Pacific map that we're seeing at launch, we are finally going to be seeing a fucking anti-cheat. Now, Raven is pretty much putting in the system through its final paces and is just testing it on a regular basis, so they are ready to have it drop on day one when the new Warzone experience releases. Now, if any other news drops as we get closer and closer to that time, believe me, you know who's going to be covering it. So with that being said, that's pretty much all I've got for you guys for tonight. Hopefully this helped you guys out. If you enjoyed watching this video, leave a comment down below. I really don't give a shit about what's in the box. It was a fucking shirt, and it was pointless. Layla, I'm gonna keep this in the fucking video. What was in the box was fucking pointless. I wasted my life. I wasted my fucking break on that shit. Moving on. if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a comment down below. Were you as disappointed as the person I'm talking to at the moment as I'm making this fucking video? Because all she was going nuts over was what was in the fucking box, only to find out what a fucking letdown. So, leave a comment down below. Are you guys excited for the beta? Were you as disappointed about the boxes, Layla? And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, follow us on our social media pages, and all of you out there, before I die of laughter, you guys remember, you guys are the meta. And I'm Dank Dan, signing off.
Get them to hit that subscribe button, Dank. It's the only way we can figure out the numbers.
15.
What do the numbers mean, Dank? We're wasting valuable time.